So here we're going to look at measures of central tendency. And measures of central tendency are basically what they are. You're trying to find sort of a middle of where the data set lies. So, and this is important. I mean, it's always nice if you have a big chunk of data, if you can just summarize it with one numerical value and say, aha, this somehow encapsulates a lot of what's going on. So we do this quite often. And, so what does it mean though when we talk about the middle of a data set? So that's not really, I think we have an intuitive idea, but so there's a couple different notions of what the middle means. So the first one we'll talk about is the mode. And for the mode, you can just think, what value do you see appearing most often in a data set? Whatever that value is, that's the mode. So if we look at my data set here, 1, 1, 1, 3, 3, 7, 8, 10, 10, 14, let's see, what would be the mode? Well, I see the number 1 appearing a total of 3 times. 3 appears twice. 10 also appears twice. But the number 1 appears the most. It appears 3 times. So the mode would simply be the number 1. For my next data set, again, we have 1, 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. up to 1,000. Well, the number 1 is the only thing that appears more than once. So again, the mode in this case is going to be the number 1. So notice one thing's important. There can be no mode at all if no value appears more than once. And that is the very next example here, right? If you look at this data set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, nothing appears more than once. In this case, there's simply no mode. And let's look at our last example. We have 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 7, 8, 9, 14. Well, it looks like the number 3 appears 3 times. The number of 7 also appears 3 times. Those two numbers look like, to me, they appear the most. Let's keep this blue. So in this case, we've got 2 modes. The modes are the values 3 and 7. So there can be, try to use somewhat proper English here. There can be no mode if no value appears more than once. Likewise, there can be infinitely many modes. Okay, so that's also possible. So this one's, I think, hopefully pretty straightforward. So 20 students were asked to make 5 free throws. So 20 students each went to the free throw line and they said, try to make 5 free throws. And we have this frequency table that tells us what happens. So it says there were a total of 6 people that made 0. There were 5 people that made exactly 1, 4 people that made exactly 2, etc. Well, we want to find the mode. This one, all you have to do is just look at the frequency, pick out the value that has the highest frequency. So the highest frequency I see is 6. Well, the number made was 0, so the mode is going to be just the number 0. It's saying that the number 0 appeared a total of 6 times. All other numbers appeared less than 6 times, right? The number 1 only appeared 5 times. Or I should say, well, if you listed the number made, so there were 6 people that made 0, and then 5 people that made 1, etc. If you were to list all these out, again, the number that you would see the most simply is the number 0. So this is pretty straightforward. Just look for the highest value in the frequency column. So modal class, same idea. Data is often lumped together. So here we're sort of looking at individual students with basketball shots. It's certainly possible to have data lumped together. So if someone asks for the mode of the group data, just simply state the group with the highest frequency. The same thing as the last one. So suppose we've got a group of high school students who are asked to run 1 mile, and we've got the results in the given table. So it looks like there were a total of 8 people that ran a mile in between 6 minutes up to 7 minutes and 30 seconds. There were 16 people that ran a mile in 7 minutes and 31 seconds up to 9 minutes, etc. Well, the highest frequency is appears with the number 16. So the modal class, or the modal time in this case, will be the time from 7:31 up to 9 minutes. So again, just look for the highest frequency. The mean, I think this is the one most everybody thinks of when they think of sort of the middle. I think most of us, at least myself, maybe I'm projecting. If somebody said, find the middle of a data set, I would certainly turn to the average. And I think most of us at least use it in school, right? We're always calculating grades. And to calculate your grade, at least every time I've had a grade, I'm trying to think, it usually always comes down to some sort of average. So the mean is just the sum of the data values divided by the number of data values. So this little x bar is a shorthand. So you just read this as x bar. And the numerator just says, hey, sum up the x values, just sum all the data points. And then divide by the total number. Okay, so that's all that notation means. So if you see x bar, that means you're taking an average or mean. So in this example, we want to find the average number of free throws made. So we've got our same table where 6 people made 0, 5 people made 1, 4 people made 2, etc. So the mean, notice we shouldn't just add, the frequency or whatever. So we had 6 people that made a total of 0 shots. So notice I'm just multiplying these two numbers together. Plus we had, 5 people that made 1 shot each. That's the next one. So again, I'm just multiplying. And then we just keep doing this. We have 4 people who made 2 each, plus 2 people that made 3 each, plus 1 person that made 4 shots exactly, plus 2 people that made 5 shots exactly. Let's see. The frequency, again, that's the total number of people. Well, in this case, again, we know that's 20 from our earlier observation. So the mean or the average. So let's see. We've got 0 plus 5 plus 8 plus 6 plus 4 plus 10 all over 20. Well, what does that give us? That's 10 plus 10, that's 28 and 5. 28 and 5 is 33 over 20. So 33 divided by 20, I'm getting this to be 1.65. So 1.65 shots were made. 1.65 shots were made on average. And that looks reasonable to me, right? Because if you look at the frequency, definitely the 0 shots made, 1 shot made, and 2 shots made, that happened with the highest frequency. So I would certainly expect the mean to be somewhere, a smaller number. So 1.65 intuitively makes sense to me. That totally seems possible. So sometimes you'll see people make these tables and they'll have like an extra column where they've simply multiplied these two numbers together and then they'll add those and etc. That's all they're doing in that case if you see something like that. But okay, I'm just not writing out that in the table. But average is pretty easy to do again from a frequency table. Lastly, we'll look at the median. So the median, one other comment before I forget, I should say. Notice that the average is it's not a number of free throws you could make, right? You can't actually make, so in this case, you can't actually make 1.65 free throws. Right? You can either make 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So that's one thing that's important about the averages. It doesn't actually have to be a value in your data set at all. It could totally be a value that's not even possible to obtain. Okay, back to the median. So the median is the middle data value when the data values are arranged in order of size. If the number of values are even, the median is going to be the average of the two middle values. So let's look at this data set, 1, 5, 3, 8, 12, 6, 3, 7, 9. I'm going to put them in order. So I've got the number 1. I'm going to put a little dot above them to remind myself I got rid of it. I've got the number 3 next. There's that one. I've got another 3, actually. That's okay. Then what number? Looks like 5 would be next. then 6, and then 7, and then 8, then 9, then 12. 8, 9, 12. How many values do we have? It looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks like we have 9 values. So to me, it looks like, right, if I pick this, this value of 6, notice I have 4 values on this side, and I have 4 values on this side. In this case, the number 6 is going to be the median. And a formula that we can use too is that the median, it's going to be the n plus first term divided by 2. So in this case, we have 9 terms. So it says our median would be the 9 plus 1 divided by 2 term, which would be 10 divided by 2, or 5. And notice that the median is, if we count, this is the first, second, third, fourth. Hey, this is the 5th term. So it looks like our formula is correct here. So that's a useful little formula to remember. Let's do one more data set. So notice now I've got the exact same data set, but I've added on the number 14. And the only reason why I've done that, again, is to make it even. So I've got 1, 3, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, and now 14. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I've got 10 values. So it says my median is going to be the 10 plus first over 2. That's going to be the 5.5 value. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's sort of I'm going to put a little bar there. That's between the 5th and the 6th value, and that's what you can do. So if you round down 5, it's rounded down to, well, if you round down 5.5, excuse me, you round it down to 5. And if you round it up to 6, these are going to be the terms that you take the average of. So you're going to take the average of the 5th and 6th term, is what that tells us in this case. Well, so the terms I'm looking at in this case, here they happen to be, 6 and 7. They have to be, one's right after the other. The average in this case will be 6.7 over 2, which is going to be 6.5. That's going to be the median value. So if you have an even number of terms, and again, notice in this case, I should say, notice there's still 4 terms to the left and 4 terms to the right. So I'm taking the average of those 2 middle values. Had it been 6 and 10, the median would have been 8. Okay, so if you have an even number of an even number of terms, you're going to have to do a little average. So what's the median of the following data? So again, this is the number of free throws made. So if we add up the frequency, again, notice we've got 20 people total. So if I find the median, that's going to equal the 20 plus first divided by 2 term. So what is that? So that's going to be 10.5. So we'll take the average of the 10th and 11th term. Well, we don't have them listed out, but we can figure it out from the frequency table. So notice in total, I'm going to make another little column here. Let me move this stuff over. So let's make this the total observations, or the total, I should say the total, in this case, let's make it the total people. What's the best way of labeling this? Well, I know how I'm going to label it. The technical way to label it would just be to call it the cumulative frequency. And that's what we should call it again. Okay, so notice so far that we have 6 people observed total. We have 6 people that made 0 free throws. In the next row, we've got 5 people who made 1 each. So we're actually talking about another 5 people. Well, if we add up the number of people that we've looked at so far, we've got 11 people so far that we've examined. And notice if we look at the next row, we've got 4 more people. So in total, we've taken 15 people under consideration. 2 more, we would have 17 in consideration. If we look at another person, we've got 18, and then another 2 more, again, we'll have our total of 20. So notice the 10th and the 11th term. Would be, what would the 10th and 11th term, those would both be 1s. So of course the median is simply going to be a 1 as well. And the idea is, again, if you had 6 people that made 0 free throws, we could list them out. There's 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 people that have made 0 free throws. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that have made 1 shot each. We've got 4 people that have made 2 shots each. 2 people that have made 3, 1 person that has made 4, and 2 people that have made 5. So again, notice if we find the 10th and the 11th term, if we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are going to be the 10th and the 11th term. So you'll just have to be a little clever when you find the median, because you're going to have to figure out, where does that term lie in that table. Okay, so a couple questions. Again, I think these should be relatively straightforward. Find the mode, and in part A, I've just got a listing. You can put it in brackets or not. Here I just have them written out. Part B from a frequency table. Part C, a histogram, which is really just another way of thinking about a frequency table. So let's see. And notice in part C, I don't have units on the y-axis, but it doesn't really matter. You can just go by heights. Part 2, a question about finding the mean or average. So there's a person working in a restaurant, and it says they got a tip between $0 and $10 3 times, $10 to $20 4 times, etc. So you're going to find the average. Now, one thing, one little remark. Use the right endpoint for each interval. When calculating the average. So this one's a little tricky because, for example, in the first one, we're trying to find an average. We know that the person made tips greater than $0 but less than 10. Well, how much did they make? Their average is going to be much different if they made $1 3 times versus if they made $10 3 times. So for each interval, what you'll do is, for the first one, you'll assume they made $10 3 times. So that's what I'm saying when we're going to use the right endpoint. So 3, another question about averages. 4 is just about median. 5, again, another question about median.